Welcome to the Madison Story Slam YouTube channel. On today's video, we're going to be hearing from Gwyneth DeLap from our November 2018 event, Breaking Point.
I was completely manic, which was great, if anyone's been manic. I thought I was God, basically.
Welcome once again to another wonderful story here on the Madison Story Slam YouTube channel. As I said, we're going to be hearing from Gwyneth DeLap, who's a wonderful storyteller and has told many stories here at Madison Story Slam. You can find a bunch of them on our podcast by searching for Madison Story Slam on your favorite podcasting app. And she's just wonderful. We put her up first, actually, because I say we, I'm the one who plans this stuff. I wanted a great story first right up in the beginning of the Story Slam. It sets the tone. She had a great story. Unfortunately, the audio wasn't working for about the first 2 minutes, but we were able to capture most of the story, and it makes sense. It's a story about some health issues and some medication, and there's even some grilled cheese-induced sobbing. And it's a great story, and you're going to love it, as we all did at Story Slam. So without further ado, here's Gwyneth.
When I was 12 years old, I was diagnosed with a rare blood condition called idiopathic thrombocytopenic purpura, which basically means that sometimes my immune system kills off my platelets, and then my blood doesn't clot, which is not convenient, as you can imagine. And I'd been living for a while with this, and our society doesn't really value sick people, especially sick kids. Most of all, sick adolescents. I wasn't cute enough at the time to be a poster child, nor did I have a popular enough disease to be a poster child. So I was labeled as fragile and less than in my small community, which was a title I really wanted to get rid of. So I worked really hard to define myself in any other way than sick individual, which didn't always manifest in the best of ways. So the year before my senior year of high school, I spent the whole summer working because I wanted to go to a four-year college, so I needed some money. So I worked about 70 hours a week. I would get up at 5 a.m., I would eat a banana, I would go to work as a tech intern from 6 a.m. to 4:30. At noon, I would eat a plain bagel, and then at 5, I would go to Dairy Queen until 11, and I would do that day in, day out, until school started, where I stopped being a tech intern. I would get up at 6 a.m., practice cello from 6 a.m. to 7, go to school, go to play practice, go to tennis practice, go to work, go home. And as you can imagine, eventually this burns a person out. But for me, burning out looks like relapse. It doesn't look like just being tired. So my first relapse started in August of my senior year. And to be honest, treating my disease is a lot worse than having my disease. So I'd been doing a very good job of avoiding it. At my stage, it meant steroid therapy. I don't know if anyone here has been on prednisone. It's a very popular drug, but it's also a very unenjoyable drug. But I was the captain of the tennis team, and I was told that I couldn't play unless I took the prednisone, which in hindsight was a bad idea because I was not good at tennis. I was the captain and the #1 seed, but everyone called me the sacrificial lamb. I never, ever won a match, but I was like, I'm the captain, I have to do this. So I took the round of steroid treatment. It lasted about a month. It was awful, and I said, I'm never going to do this again. Here comes Christmas. During Christmas, I relapsed again, and I relapsed much worse, and I went to the doctor, who was on prednisone at the time. So he was not very tactful in his delivery and was like, do you know why you're here? And I was like, no, that's why I pay you a lot of money. You're supposed to tell me the things. So he's like, you're actually relapsing right now, and there's some blood sores in the back of your mouth, and we're concerned you're going to have a brain bleed. You need to go home right now and take some prednisone. So I went home, and I had talked with my parents before about how much I disliked being on prednisone and how I would rather maybe roll the dice and see if I just didn't have a brain bleed and go on living my life. And this next round of prednisone was scheduled for 8 months, not a month. So that's a really long taper, and I didn't really want to do it. So I sat with my dad at the table. I said, you know, what would you do if I didn't take this? Which is hard for a parent to hear. But he said, you know, we will support you if you don't want to take it, but we really love you, so if you take it, that would be ideal. So I took the prednisone, and I gained 50 pounds in 1 month. I was completely manic, which was great, if anyone's been manic. I thought I was God, basically, which manifested in very amusing ways. I didn't remember that I had gained 50 pounds. So every morning I would like try to put on my pants and then like be like, why don't I fit in my pants? And then I'd be like, it's fine, I'll just wear a dress. So I did this, and I was also incredibly hungry, which is where the grilled cheese comes in. I was so hungry all the time. I would eat and then I would plan my next meal. Like I was obsessed about food. It's all I wanted. But I did start to recognize that I was gaining a lot of weight and that it wasn't really great for me. So one night I'm lying in my bed. I just start crying because I want a grilled cheese. And I want the grilled cheese so bad. But I'm not supposed to eat. It's like 1 a.m. And my mom comes downstairs because she can hear me crying. Because I'm also manic, so I'm not like subtle at all about crying. I'm like, this is the biggest tragedy that anyone has ever dealt with. And she comes downstairs and I'm like, I just want a grilled cheese. And she's like, we're not going to do that right now. And I'm like, okay. But that's why my year was a 2, because I had almost died and then gone through this treatment. But I didn't know how to tell these people that I had just met, even though I had admitted to them that my year was a 2. So I kind of equivocated and didn't give them an answer. But this year, I am celebrating 4 years of remission from my disease, which is great. And I've told these people now, who are my dear, dear friends, about my disease and what that might look like, because in all likelihood I will relapse again and become the prednisone queen. And I will need someone to make me a grilled cheese. So I'll give them a call. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gwyneth. I've never been on prednisone, but I have gained 50 pounds before, so...